Greetings friends and enemies, welcome back to Art by Flan. Today we're actually doing a little bit of fan art. Now fan art is not something I usually do, there's a bit of it here on the channel, but it's just, I don't know, I just have never drawn a lot of fan art, a lot of fan characters, but not a lot of fan art. But I had to do some art for a very special video game that is being released at the time of recording this, but will be out by the time I post it, and that is Splatoon 2. Now I am a huge fan of the first Splatoon, like it was literally the only reason I bought a Wii U. There was nothing else I wanted on that system except for Splatoon. And I didn't buy it when the game came out. I actually waited, because I didn't have the money at the time or any other means to get one. And I waited until like Black Friday, and they had like a special deal with, it was a Wii U that came with Splatoon and Smash Brothers, I think, preloaded on it. And I snatched that up. I had the money, I was getting it, and that was it. That was what I was buying for myself. And I literally have logged so many hours on that game. It was probably the first online shooter I ever really got into, and then Overwatch happened, but that's a mess in and of itself. But yeah, I really love Splatoon. I really love how it looks, I really love the characters, I really love the gameplay. It's all in all an excellent game, and it's easily one of my favorites. I have like 3 games for my Wii U still, and it's Splatoon, Smash Brothers, and Mario Kart, which somebody else bought me. Oh, and Breath of the Wild. But when I heard they were announcing one for the Switch, I got super excited because I love Splatoon. But it sort of waned over time. Like I wasn't gonna get a Switch. I wasn't gonna buy it right away. I was like, I could probably wait. I waited with the first one. I can wait with this one. I don't really want to buy a Switch right now. I've been on vacation, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, you know. And then the Splatoon 2 Direct happened, and I got to see more of this game and more of these characters, and I knew I had to have it. I had to have it. So I got the money together, which is not, it's not like I'm putting myself in debt to get one here. It was just, you know, whatever. Anyway, and I picked up, like, the Direct was on Wednesday or Thursday, I think. Yeah, I think it was on a Thursday. And after seeing that Direct and knowing how much I wanted this game, I instantly went on the hunt for a Switch. Now, if you've seen my vlogs, you can kind of get a better feel for the fiasco of me trying to find a physical Switch in town and then trying to order one offline. But it was meant to be, because after the whole that, Amazon got them back in stock, and I overnighted it to my house, and it is literally one of the best purchases I've made. I also got Breath of the Wild for it. And I've just been playing it non-stop. Actually, I took a break from just an entire weekend of playing Breath of the Wild to draw this. And I drew this after the global Splatfest they had, which was kind of like a demo of the game before its release this week, where people could play for free and kind of get a feel of what Splatfest and what the game is going to be like. And it was so much fun and completely renewed my already high hype for this game. So I had to draw 2 of my new absolute favorite characters, Marina and Pearl. And I love Marina so much. She is my #1 gal from this game. I still am a Callie girl. She's my waifu, and I love her so much, and I want to know why Nintendo straight up murdered her. They probably didn't. It's sure her disappearance is tied into like the main story of the single player campaign, but since I haven't played that yet, I'm just assuming what everybody else who hasn't played it is, and that Nintendo murdered Callie. But I'm so excited to play the campaign and found out what happened to my favorite squid sister. And I also want to know more about these 2 because they are absolutely adorable. Like, the minute I saw Marina, I fell in love with her. I was like, if they make an amiibo of her, which they better, I'm sure they will, I will own it. I didn't like Pearl's design too much at first. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but the more I've seen of it, and the more I've seen of her, it's growing on me. I like it. I like her kind of little punky attitude, and just I like her color scheme, and it, like I said, it's growing on me. So I wanted to do both of them and their little off the hook phrasing. I know the Squid Sisters had stay fresh, and these girls have don't get cooked, stay off the hook. And I love it. I love this game, and I love all the details they put in. The ridiculous amount of puns that go into the weapons and the areas and the outfits. Like, the one that gets me the most right now is the shoe store. Is run by a crab, and it's called Shella Fresh. I love it. Instead of Hella Fresh. I cannot wait to play this game, and I love to see all the characters coming back, just doing different things. Like, I love, one of my absolute favorite parts of the direct was the little squid kid buying a treat from the little food truck, and he just says thank you in his little squid voice, and it's so cute. I'm so hyped for this game. And it also means just a lot in general to my household, because Brooke, also my roommate, for those who don't know, got really into it when when we played the first one a lot, and we would just spend an evening or two just sitting playing online mode and just passing the controller back and forth after 3 or so matches. We just play in rounds, chill out, play the game, and have fun, and it was really a great time for me and her. So we're looking forward to doing that again. We did it during the Splatfest that just happened this past weekend, so I'm super duper excited to get this game and sort of relive those moments and just experience a Splatoon game from its launch. Just like I said, I didn't get that with the first one. I missed quite a few Splatfests before I actually got it, and I didn't get to be a part of all that initial hype. So I'm excited to do that. But as for the art, it's relatively simple. I just sort of sketched them up, and then I had to figure out my least favorite part, a background. And so I figured I just kind of put them in this round border and make it a sticker. Like, I've been making, like, drawings have just become sticker ideas for my next sketchbook. I wish I could sell this, but Nintendo would probably shut that down real fast. They're really into not letting you sell their merchandise for them. So yeah, I probably won't be able to make this a sticker for sale, but it is one I'll get to use personally, which I'm pretty excited about. What I'm doing here is I'm trying different things with my darker shades, and for this one I decided I would blur them all, make them a bit softer than the original harsh shades, and it's okay. I don't know if it worked quite as well as I wanted it to for this particular picture, but I think if I just got to keep looking for what I want to do with the shading on my art, because I like the cell shading, but there's just, I don't know, there's just something about it that's not sticking with me right now and not working for me. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with that and just make it work. Like I said before, I don't want to go back to a painterly style, because I tried that a long time ago and I don't love it. I don't love the idea of doing that. I do like the cell style shading, and I want to keep doing that, but I just want to make it better. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Oh shit, I just realized my fan has been on this whole time. So sorry if you hear that running in the background. It's kind of hot in my apartment, and I didn't want to turn it off apparently because I forgot to do it. So yeah, I'm just working on the second layer of shading. Normally I would cut this out, but I wanted to show you guys kind of what I did different this time, because usually I'll do the base shading for the video and then cut out the secondary layer of shading, because I'm just retracing the same steps and just making it with a darker color. But this time, like I said, I tried something a little different, so I wanted to share that with you guys as part of this process video. And we should be moving on to colors here in just a minute. I did the base colors off screen because there's a lot of them, and it was really kind of hard to find pictures to color pick from, because a lot of these screenshots from the game, and there aren't many because wasn't out at the time I did this, were very affected by lighting, and I wanted to make sure I got them right. So I found some official art, and they had a lot of texture on it. So I found the picture they did had somebody draw for promotion for the Splatfest, and it was better to pick from, but the colors were kind of off because I guess they also didn't have a good reference. So I did the best I could, and I think they look okay. Another thing I struggled with was drawing Marina's tentacles. I don't know what it was. Like, every time I drew them, I didn't feel like they were big enough. I didn't feel like they were wobbly enough. I don't know. They just feel kind of limp, but I like how they came out well enough in the end. Pearl was relatively easy because I've drawn Squid Kids before. You can see a drawing I did of my Splatoon OC Honey here on the channel somewhere. It's fairly old, so I'm not going to promise grade A quality. It's only like a year old, but that's old in YouTube terms. So I'm not going to promise grade A quality in terms of video, but if you were interested in that OC, you can find out more about her there, and you can find out more about the other Splatoon OCs I have on my TV and art channel, as they have. I have a group of a girl gang of Squid Girls, so yeah. But we should be wrapping up here in not too long. I'm just putting the finishing gradients on here. I did a lot of tweaking off camera because I wasn't super happy with how it came out at the end of the video. I ended up doing some line art coloring and changing some of those highlights to a more acceptable color. But we should be shifting on into the final piece here soon. Every time I say that, we're not doing it because I miscalculate. There we go. So if you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. You can click subscribe, and you can click that little bell button so you get notified when I post a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.